Wow. SpeedWeeks opened, that's for sure, Daytona International Speedway, but if the rest of SpeedWeeks goes the way things did today, Thursday, I tell you, there might not be enough cars to take to Talladega for that test next month. They wiped them out, right and left. 2 hours of practice, they were crashing. First off, Denny Hamlin and Mark Martin. Mark was going to give him the high line. Then he said, no, I don't really want to squeeze myself up there, so he backed off. About the same time Mark backed off. About the same time Joey Logano ran into the back of Denny Hamlin. And the next thing you know is they've got a lot of backup cars being rolled off haulers. And then, in the second practice session tonight, for the Saturday night shootout, mud shootout, Juan Pablo Montoya was bump drafting with Kurt Busch off the fourth corner. And Kurt had to slow down. Juan Pablo ran into the back of him. Another big crash. More backup cars. I think 6 guys out of the 24 in the field for the shootout have gone to backup cars already. And I'm not sure exactly what the rules are on all this. Supposedly, if you can get your car on the track to practice before qualifying, and qualifying for the shootout is a drawing right over here at Daytona on the Speedway stage, then you're okay. You don't have to start at the rear of the field. But, like most things going on right now in NASCAR, there are a lot of questions. We had a full day of interviews. We talked to everybody under the sun. We talked to Kyle Petty for a long time about TV. We talked to Mike Helton about the state of the sport. He's optimistic. Says things are looking a lot better this time for 2010 than they were this time last year looking at 2009, which is good news for a lot of people. But what's going to happen with all these new rules? Greg Biffle says, hey, there's going to be a lot more action than you saw today. And we just had 2 hours of practice. We got more practice going on. We got plenty of time before the Daytona 500 to wipe out a lot more cars. I think Jack Roush sent up for another hauler full of cars to bring them down here because he's got a lot of cars that need to be repaired. Greg Biffle had to go to a backup. Greg Biffle says he loves the idea of just roughhouse racing. He says that's his kind of style. Okay, you got it. Whatever Brian France wanted, I think he's going to get in spades. Daytona, SpeedWeeks, Danica Patricks. Juan Pablo says she'll be fine if she just talks to a lot of people. She was 14th fastest today. She's not the only woman in the ARCA 200 field. There are 6 or 7 more, too. And they qualify tomorrow at 11 a.m. on Friday morning. She should do okay, but this is her first big race. It's a big track. If she does well, she says she'll think about running in the Nationwide 300 next weekend, but she seems to be leaning against that and keeping with her current plan of making her nationwide debut in NASCAR at California, Los Angeles. Los Angeles needs a shot in the arm. A lot of news breaking today. Talked to a lot of people about a lot of things, and there are a lot of questions. The new rules, the bigger restrictor plates, the new spoilers that are coming up, the tests that are coming up. Charlotte, I think, the end of March. Talladega the week before that. Talladega pretty much handles itself. They want to check on the plate sizes and make sure they've got the right speed and the closing rate. Greg Biffle says with the new bigger plates, biggest plate since 1989 here, the closing rate's going to be a lot more to deal with than drivers have expected before. But he says there's more drag on the cars, so you can accelerate more. He's optimistic. Some other guys aren't too optimistic. And it seems like a lot of guys are coming in with a chip on their shoulder. I can't quite tell if they're putting a chip on their shoulder because they want to play the game of, hey, this is going to be tough action. Watch it on TV or buy a ticket. Or if they're really going to get mean and nasty with each other. Judging from what I saw tonight in the first round of shootout practice, these guys are not going to play nice. SpeedWeeks just opened. Daytona International Speedway. Mike Mullen for MikeMullen.net.